Hello my dear students, I welcome you all in the lecture series Unit 2 Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning for Business. Okay. So, here in this lecture I will discuss the k nearest neighbor problem. That is one of the major problem of the machine learning, and you know machine learning is what? You have to train the machine. So, machine learning is one of the major classification of machine learning is the supervised learning, isn't it? And supervised learning, under supervised learning the major classification is the classification and regression. Okay. So, k nearest neighbor, as the name suggests neighbor, that means whatever the data you will pick it up, in which classes it will exist, in which classes it will be put, you will put it. Okay. So, how you will decide on the basis of some calculations, isn't it? But what is the calculation? It is also very much important to learn how you the calculate. Not it is learn, but you have to do, you have to know about how it is calculated. Then if you will know the calculation, then you will able to put the things in a programming manner, right. Then you will be able to make your own data set, isn't it. So, k nearest neighbor, as the name suggests, k nearest neighbor, that means ki suppose you 3 or 4, 3 nearest neighbor, that means whatever the data is given, you have to find out the nearest 3 points on which it is fit. Okay. So, nearest neighbor, how it is basically comes on which level, just see that types of machine learning, under types of machine learning, supervised learning, and supervised learning, one of the method of supervision is one of k nearest neighbor. Okay. So, machine learning is what? Machine learning is already discussed, basically it relies on the algorithm, it is often referred to as AI, and you know it is a subset of artificial intelligence, and in the technical, in the today's technology mainly focus on the data. Obviously, if the data will be given, if the data sets are there, then you are able to analyze the things, right. So, k nearest neighbor, how k nearest neighbor will work, just see. Just this is just a machine learning you have seen there. So, the dependency and all that, we mean here the dependent and independent variable, obviously something will be dependent on the some independent variable also for taking the decision. So, what the basic k nearest neighbor is, that I am focusing on that. K nearest neighbor is one of the simplest machine learning algorithm based on the supervised learning techniques, isn't it? Okay. So, KNN algorithm assumes what? The similarity between the new case or new data and the available cases, whatever it is available, and put the new data case that you have taken into the which category? Into the category that is most similar to the available categories, right. You have to put the similar category, you have to put the data set into the similar category, and similar category is already available. Is that clear? So, k nearest neighbor, that means KNN algorithm can be used for both. You know supervised learning is classified into two parts, classification and regression. So, KNN is also be used in both classification as well as regression, isn't it? So, suppose one data set, you have taken one data set and you are confused in which category I will put it on, right. So, what you will do for that? You will take some calculations, okay. And how it is calculated, later I will told you. Suppose this is the new data point, right. This is, you have seen that this is the blue one and you are confused in which category A or category B, where I should place this. Okay. So, after analysis, after KNN problem, you will able to decide this particular distance is less with this. So, you will just put this data in this category. So, for taking decision in which category you will put your data set, you will find out the distance. That distance is said to be Euclidean distance. Okay. That distance is said to be the Euclidean distance. you have to find out the distance. And how distance will be find out? You will find the data sets, this data set, the location of this data set x, y, z, x and y manner it was given, and each data set having its points, its category, its place, right. So, with that you will find the Euclidean distance, and on the basis of Euclidean distance, those data set having the distance less, in that you will put your new data set. So, what are the steps required for finding the KNN algorithm? These are the steps that is required for finding these things. Okay. One was select the number k of the neighbors. Okay, I have told you k of the neighbor means 3 neighbors, 4 neighbors, one data is given and you have to find out the nearest neighbor. Nearest neighbor means there will be the number given, you have to find out the 4, 5, 6 whatever it is. So, select the number first, okay, and after that what? You will calculate the Euclidean distance of the k number of neighbors and take the k nearest neighbor as per the calculated distance. Okay. And finally, among these k neighbors, count the number of data points in each category, and finally assign the new data point to that category for which the number is of the neighbor maximum, that having the maximum. So, our model is, then your model will be ready. So, you have to do all this aspect. Let us understand with this example. Suppose, so how the k nearest neighbor actually works. Okay. Suppose you have given several data sets, right, and data set you have to put the data, you have to put, this is the new data set, na? New data set means this is the category and the data is given and you have to find out in which category it will lie. So, the category, that is you will put this data, you will find the first the Euclidean distance. So, Euclidean distance means what would be the coordinate of that point? First you just find out. Suppose this is given, this is 3 and 2, 3.0 and 2.0. So, you will find the distance of set 1, set 2 and set 3. Set 2 means classes, class 1, class 2, class 3, and this is shown here. x1 0.8, 0.81, this is the first category. Okay. This is the second category and this one is the third category. This is the way by which you can show the data set. Okay. So, x1 0.8, 0.8, this data, see 1, 0.8 means just before 1, 0.8, and in y direction also 0.8, and this is the class 1, that is why it is mentioned. Next data is what? 1.0 and 1.0, 1.0 means this, 1.0, that means this is the 1.0 point, and 1.0 here is also 1.0. So, this set you will find the coordinate of all sets that is lie under one category. For each data you will find. In the previous video I have told you, in the classification when somebody will introduce you, the data set is given in the category. So, the category is what? That whatever the data set is given, it was just situated in the coordinate manner. Okay. So, first you just know about the coordinate, how it is situated. So, coordinate of this is that, and in which category it lie, it is just mentioned after this. Okay. So, the 1.2 means we are talking about this data set 1.2 in x direction and 0.8 not 2 equal to 1, this is the 0.8, 1 is above, 1 just below the 1 in y direction, this data set is 1.2 and 0.8. Okay. So, in the same manner each data set is given. Okay. So, data set is given same for the category 1 and for category 2 you will also show the coordinate for category 2. Okay. So, this is the category 2 4.0 and 3.0, that means you have to move on the x direction at 4.0 and in the y direction 3.0, that means see this one, this is 4.0 and this is 3.0, that means we are talking about this data sets, isn't it. So, first you decide the coordinate of the particular data set and then just categorize it. Okay? Categorize means which category it will exist, and whatever the new data set that introduces, you will find the distance between all that. But how you will find the distance? See in this video. Here this is the plus corresponds to class 1. I have mentioned you, I have shown you. This corresponds to class 2 and this asterisk corresponds to class 3. Okay. Here it is very much sure that you have seen na, this is class 1, class 2 and class 3, and for this class you will create, you will maintain the data set. Okay. So, for that here if the new term introduces, in which category you have to put, the coordinate will also be there with that particular point. So, the coordinate of P point is 3, 2.0, and it is necessary to find the distance from P to all the training patterns. All the training pattern means these patterns. If it is mentioned, if it is written, so do not be confused what exactly it is. You will just create the xy plane and put the data according to that, and you will see they are just categorized it. Okay. The data is just categorized in a category 1, category 2, category 3, it is up to you, you have to decide in they are which category they will lie. You will just able to find out the distance only here for solving with the help of the KNN problem. So, how you will find, how the Euclidean distance will be explained? Euclidean distance means you will take the distance from x1 minus p, p means whatever the data set is introduces. This is the whole square, this is the whole, this is not this, this is the whole square, x1 minus p1 plus x2 minus p2. So, this one is the p1, this one is the p2, and x1 and x2 is what? x1 is x2 is the given set, given pattern, given coordinate, that is already decided, that is already given. Okay. So, you will take the whole of that under root and just find the answer of that, right. So, we find after calculating the distance from all the training points to P, that of the closest neighbor, of P. Okay. Then you can see here, after finding this all data set, you will take distance of x1 comma P. Okay. Then after you will find the distance of x2 comma P. Okay. Then distance of x3 comma P. Okay. And how the x1 xp with the help of this formula, x1 minus p1 whole square, x2 minus p2 whole square, x1 minus p1 okay, whole square, and x2 minus plus x2 minus p2 whole square. In the same manner, x2 minus p1 whole square, x2 minus p2 whole square. In the same manner, you will find the distance from all the given training pattern, and you will see that the neighbor of P, the nearest, the closest neighbor of P is x16. Okay. When you will find the dx16 from the given point P, the output will be 1.12, and that is the closest neighbor of the given data point. The x16 is this, okay. x16 is this 3.5, see 3.5 and 1.0, see 1.0. So, you can see by yourself here, this training data set is the nearest. So, this is the nearest neighbor point. So, in which category, in which point you, in which category you will put your training point, you will put the P set in the point P. Here P is classified in the class 3. Okay. So, on the basis of that, you will decide whether your training data set will lie, right. So, with this manner, I hope it will be clear, it is all clear by you. Okay. So, these are the data sets, I just explaining again, these are the data set, and these data sets, this given data set is there with the corresponding coordinate, okay, and along with their classes, class 1, class 2, class 3. So, do not be confused, this is the class 1, this is the class 2, class 3, okay. And the new data set, whether it is introduced, this data set will be, you will take the distance from with all the given data set with the help of this formula, and after finding this dx1, dx2, dx3, dx4 up to what, up to where, dx17, dx18, you will see the dx16 is the closest point after calculating, here it is written, after calculating the distance from all the training pattern, training points to the P, the closest neighbor of P is x16. Is that clear? That is the 1.12 here, and it belongs to the class 3. Okay. So, I hope KNN algorithm, how it works, it is all clear, right. So, what are the application of KNN algorithm? Why it is used? You are the management student, is that clear? You are the management student. So, in the management prospects, you just know about only financial management, you just very much aware with the term banking. So, then how machine learning is introduced in the banking? Why it is important to know? Because machine learning will able to do all that, whatever the task they required for taking the decision. The data set on the previous observation, on the previous record, you will just analyze that things na, and you will just analyze. After analysis, after how you will analyze, these are the ways by which you just analyze. The data will be scattered everywhere, you know, and you just, there is a need to put the relevant data in the particular category. And what the category exactly is, several category you will decide on which category you will lie. Suppose somebody comes with you, somebody comes in front of you and they wanted the loan, you just approve the loan. So, on which basis you will just approve the loan? On the basis of the face you will not approve the loan, okay. Then you will just check out the background of the particular person. So, in the background detail, what you will just able to know? Whether he or she will be able to return the loan after this, after 5 years, after 10 years, and on the basis of which he or she will be approved. He is doing a job, and if he is doing the job, then what are the salary of the person? What are the background of that person? What are the relative of, is there any relative for taking the grant of the that he will be able to return the loan, right. So, you will just check out, you will just make it your formalities in all that in terms of data. These are the data na, that are scattered in the background of the person. So, in banking system, KNN algorithm will helpful to the banking system for predicting whether an individual is fit for the loan or not. Then after you will able to approve the loan. So, banking sector, you just know the banking sector and you just assume how the credit will calculate it, how the debit is calculated, but after debit credit it's all calculated and it's, you know, it's a fix. But the person who just come in front of you, that is every time will be different. Not one person will every time will come for taking an approval of the loan. Person, several person, and every stage, at every age, person will come to you and for just demanding for the loan. So, this the continuously changed data, right. Debit, credit, loan, approve, it is already fixed, FD percentage, it is already, everything is fixed, but the data that just introduces with you, it is just differ, it just different, and everybody having a different background, okay, and they are asking for something, they are asking for the money, whether it is loan, whether it is whatever it is, maybe loan, maybe they wanted to make their amount FD, they wanted to take any credit based, they wanted to invest their money, right. So, banking system deal all that. So, how machine learning will work? You just able to know the things, how it will be calculated, and what are the framework, what are the things that will helpful to for taking that will helpful to take the decision, and you will able to take the decision on the basis of the data. Data in data analytics, in the machine learning, everywhere you just learn about the data. Data is the raw facts and figure, but raw facts and figure with the related term, right. The data that will fit on the particular banking sector, you will just point it out, that data, right. He is sleeping, he is walking, it does not mean your data. Okay. What is the background, how financial he is strong, these are the data for the banking sector, for the required data. So, data is vary, and the person is also every time you just face the different kind of person. So, how the things will be happening after some time, what would happen after certain time, you have to decide, and then machine will helpful to take the decision, but machine will not work alone. You must we as a person have to put the data into the particular model. So, for that we will prepare the model according to the classification technique, with the help of the regression technique, with the help of the several other techniques, since we are discussing here machine learning. So, machine is able to take the decision, right. So, in the banking sector you just take the, you can see here na KNN, how KNN will help, how KNN works exactly. Okay. So, calculating credit rating also. Okay, KNN algorithm can be used to find an individual's credit rating by comparing with the person having similar trait. In politics, you know, politics, this is also very much important. Politics, whether the person can vote or not, will vote or will not vote, and if it will vote, then party would be what? Maybe it is Congress party, maybe it is AAP, maybe it is BJP, every Samajwadi party, every party, it is vary, right. So, if you will analyze the thing whether a person will vote or not, if it will vote, then the party would be what. Okay. So, other areas KNN algorithm also works, where such as speech recognition, handwriting detection, image recognition and video recognition. So, several area, every area KNN algorithm works. So, I hope this KNN algorithm is very much, it is very easy for you for understanding. So, thank you so much.